So this area, again, is called Backatown Plaza. And it's called Backatown because that's a way to kind of connect all of the wards and the different neighborhoods, the same way that Lafitte does as it goes from one side of the city to the other.
Everywhere you see columns were hundreds-year-old oak trees. The branches intertwined, they were massive, just like these columns. And even when we played in a neutral ground here, we had to dodge the trees so that we didn't run into them. That was the major feature.
My name is Ojo Akinlana. I am a visual artist from New Orleans. I'm not only specialized in murals, painting, but also tattoos and 3D animation.
My name is Hoze Dara. I'm a visual artist. I specialize in portraits.
I've always known that space for having been a plethora of black business that got displaced before I was born. So that was something I already pre-thought about going into this project, and I was excited to the possibility of it being able to be intertwined. So when we got the project and I started thinking about, well, how can we expand this tree idea to be something a little bit more prolific? One of the things we thought about was what actually occurred, which was the removal of the trees and how they were being uprooted. For me, Claiborne was a very important place in my upbringing. When I think of Claiborne, I think of youth. I think about those years that we were being knuckleheads, but it's cool to now come back in as an adult and be able to vamp up the space. So, the concept for Deeply Rooted is about reclaiming the oak trees themselves. If you're heading downtown, we depict as you drive past the trees actually becoming uprooted pole to pole. And if you could drive in towards Uptown, the trees are being reclaimed by being replanted as you drive past. So to us, the trees may have been physically uprooted, but the spirit, the energy, the essence still lives on in Claiborne. One of the biggest things that we heard when we were trying to mentally paint a picture of what Claiborne looked like prior to the bridge coming up, we heard about how how this was really a place of play for the kids. So that kind of stood out for us throughout everybody's depiction of what that was to them. One of the main things was that this is where the kids would go play. So being so, we decided to pick kids that are all locally from New Orleans. Some of these kids are either extended relatives or immediate relatives, but they all are from New Orleans. So to us, it was about depicting youth that can grow up with this mural.
I got the opportunity to actually add my kids into the design, and I have them on the backside playing football, throwing the ball from one pole to the next pole.
One beautiful thing about the project that we were able to be a part of was we had a meeting with several elders as far as people in the community that grew up along Claiborne, and that was facilitated by CID, and they did a wonderful job of not only bringing in them, but historians and people who were just really insightful at giving us information about this project. So it was an eye-opening experience because we were able to learn from the community, and those same things and motifs are now being able to be implemented into the shipping containers. I know the one thing we considered while designing the mural was to make sure it felt like a breath of fresh air. We felt like the topic we're grappling in itself is one that is a lot of people are very passionate about, and as they should be. And we wanted to make sure we gave it its justice, but at the same time still created a joyous space for people.
I think projects like this matter because it's really a cool and creative way to, capture such a vast audience and be able to get a message across and tell a story, and they're not even realizing that they're being told a story, honestly.
I think the reason why public art like this, especially in the middle of neighborhoods that have stories to tell, that have history that may be forgotten, I think one, it highlights that, and two, for our generations or the generations younger than us, it reminds them that these things occurred, and two, I have history to stand on so I can keep moving forward.
1, 2, 3, woo!